ஆழ்வார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஆளவந்தார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், பெரியவாச்சான் பிள்ளை திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதி குணார்ணமம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்ய ஜாமாத்தரம் முனிம் ரம்ய ஜாமாத்திரி யோகீந்திர பாத ரேகாமயம் சதா ததாயத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே. லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதயாமன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजे युग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. मातापिता योतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्ग्रियगुणं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखरे योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्ग्रिरेण परकालेतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमणिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषां त्रय्यन्तार्थं सुदुर्ग्रहं स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तं वन्दे यामुनाह्वयं. नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः. नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः. We have started enjoying the beautiful meanings for sthOthra rathnam, which is a wonderful composition by Yamunacharya Alavandar, especially revealing the deep meanings of Dvaya Mahamantram. In this, we have seen the Taniyans and the Avatarika. The Taniyans are the glorificatory verses on the author of the Grantham, that is Alavandar, which I just recited, Swadayan Niha Sarvesham and Namo Namo Yamunaya. These two SlOkams are in glorification of Alavandar. We've seen the simple meanings for that. And then we've also seen the detailed Avatarika. Avatarika is the Pravesham, introduction to the Grantham, given by Periyavachan Pillai as part of his commentary. In that, he had presented two views, reasoning the advent of this wonderful Grantham. The first view is that Bhagavan blessed Shatagopa Swami, Nammalvar, with divine knowledge and devotion, or knowledge culminating into deep devotion. Nammalvar in turn gave that knowledge to Sriman Nathamunigal. Subsequently, Sriman Nathamunigal passed on that information to his grandson Alavandar through Uyyakondar and Manakal Nambi, that is Pundarikaksha and Sri Ramamishra. Through these acharyas, Sriman Nathamunigal passed on the most wonderful philosophy of Bhagavan, and being blessed with that knowledge and devotion, Alavandar could not curtail that information, that experience within himself. So he revealed that in the form of this sthOthra rathnam, a collection of 65 SlOkams. So that is the first introduction. Second introduction is a little bit deeper. Being blessed with knowledge and devotion through the Acharya Parampara, Alavandar determined what is Prapakam and what is Prapyam, that is Upayam and Upeyam, the means as well as the goal. Both of them were clearly determined by Alavandar. First, he determines the Prapyam, because we need to know the goal before we can proceed on how to pursue that goal. So he determines from the Shastram that there are 4 Purusharthams. Purushartham means the goal desired by a individual. That can be Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Here, each one of those, Dharma, doing righteous acts, Artha, money and wealth, Kama, enjoyment, material enjoyment, and then moksham, which is being liberated. So these four goals are shown in Shastra. Usually people will be working for any one of these. Among these, he determines that moksham is the best. In that moksham also, there is Kaivalya moksham and Bhagavad Kaikarya moksham. Kaivalya moksham means enjoying the Atma on one's own, being alone and enjoying one's own self. That is Kaivalyam. It is also beyond the Viraja river, which separates Samsara and Paramapadam, Sri Vaikuntham. So once a person crosses Viraja river, if one is inclined towards Kaivalyam, he will stay in the outskirts of Vaikuntham and he will enjoy himself. There is no more enjoyment of anything else. And then there is Bhagavad Kaikarya Moksham, where one will enter into Paramapadam, reach Bhagavan, take his mercy, accept his mercy, and engage in continuous Kainkaryam forever. The Kaivalya Moksham is said to be inferior because the enjoyment which is present in that state is very insignificant compared to eternally serving Bhagavan and being very joyful there. Hence, Bhagavad Kaikarya Moksham is considered as the ultimate goal, where one truly fulfills one's true nature of being a servitor to Bhagavan, who is all auspicious, who is the owner of Nitya Vibhuti, Paramapadam, and Leela Vibhuti, Samsaram, who has got unlimited auspicious qualities. He has got divine consorts, Sri Mahalakshmi, Bhumi Devi, Neela Devi. He is already served by Nitya Suris, Ananta, Garuda, Vishwaksena, and countless such personalities. And then he is served by Muktatmas, who got liberated from samsara already. So, being a servitor of that Bhagavan, who is our Lord, is matching for the true nature of the self. So, this is determined as the highest goal. And then Alavandar goes on to the means to attain this goal. We have determined that this is the goal. How to attain that? For that, we go to Shastram to understand what are all the means to attain him. There it is said, Bhakti and Prapatti are the two main processes. Bhakti here means Bhakti Yoga. Prapatti means Sharanagati, surrendering to Bhagavan. In Bhakti Yoga, there is a tinge of self-effort. Hence, it is contrary to the true nature of the Jivatma, who is totally subservient to Bhagavan. If a person is totally subservient towards another person, then he has to just look up to that other person for everything. He cannot do anything on his own. So that small fault is there in Bhakti Yogam. And also there are other limitations, such as in Bhakti Yogam, the process is very long. One has to exhaust one's prarabdha karma, which may take someone to go through even hundreds of births to complete the prarabdha karma. But in Sharanagati, at the end of this birth itself, one will be freed from samsara. Bhakti Yoga is very difficult to perform also. But Sharanagati is just accepting that Bhagavan is going to do everything for us and living according to that. Bhakti Yoga is expecting qualification in the individual to pursue it. That is, one has to be Trivarnika, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, male. One should have had Upanayana Sanskaram. One should have accepted Brahmopadesham. One should have performed Veda Adhyayanam. One should control one's senses and so on. But Sharanagati is Sarvadhikaram. Everyone can pursue Bhagavan. Even birds, animals, anyone can perform Sharanagati and reach Bhagavan. So because of all of these benefits, Sharanagati is determined as the best upayam, means to attain Bhagavan. So having determined all of this, Alavanda desires to reveal this to everyone so that it is not curtailed in himself. Out of his great compassion, he reveals all of these in his rathnam, this grantham. So he sets out to bring out these high philosophical points. Now in the beginning he praises Sriman Nathamunigal. Why is that? Why should he praise Sriman Nathamunigal? That is also explained by Periyavachan Pillai. Even though Alavanda's intention is to glorify Bhagavan and highlight his greatness, first Guru Vandanam is done, Acharya Vandanam is done, which is Mangalam, which is auspicious. Also, Alavandar is deeply grateful for the Acharyas who gave this information, knowledge to him. So he is praising Sriman Nathamunigal. He also wants his knowledge and devotion to become multifold. He wants that to be growing more and more. For that also he is submitting himself to the acharyas and praying to them. So these are the reasons explained. Now finally one more question. In that case, why did he not praise Sri Rama Mishra, Manakal Nabi, who is direct acharya? Instead, why is he praising Sriman Nathamunigal? That question is also answered by Periyavachan Pillai. That is because Sriman Nathamunigal is the source of all of these knowledge. From Nathamunigal only, Uyyakondar and Manakal Nabi, and finally Alavandar got this knowledge and devotion. Hence, Alavandar is grateful to Sriman Nathamunigal. And also, Manakal Nabi and Uyyakondar, they both emphasize that everything is Nathamunigal only. All the glories belong to Nathamunigal only. So, Alavandar is following his Acharya's words and praising Sriman Nathamunigal in the beginning of the Stotram. This is the introduction we have seen so far. Now, we'll proceed to the SlOkams. Let's start with the first SlOkam. Namochinthyadbhutakishta jnana vairagya rashaye nataya munaye aghada bhagavat bhakti sindhave. That is the first SlOkam where Alavandar is glorifying Sriman Nathamunigal. Alavandar thinks about the greatness of Sriman Nathamunigal and he becomes overwhelmed by his greatness. Here we have to understand that if somebody is glorifying someone, and then how can we glorify that person? We have to identify what are all the wealth which that person has, what are all the qualities that person has. That is how we glorify a person. So here, for a Sri Vaishnava, the greatest wealth one has is jnanam, bhakti, vairagyam, and so on. Those aspects are complete in Sriman Nathamunigal. Hence, Alavandar is glorifying those aspects in this first SlOkam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Achintya, that which is incomprehensible. Adbhuta, that which is amazing. Aklishta, that which was easily gotten by the grace of Bhagavan. Jnana, that jnanam. Vairagya, that vairagyam. Jnanam is true knowledge. Vairagyam is detachment. Rashaye, one who is like a collection of embodiment of jnanam and vairagyam. Munaye, one who is always meditating upon Bhagavan. Muni means mananashilaha. always meditating upon something. Here, Srimad Nathamunigal is always meditating upon Bhagavan and of course, Nammalvar, who is his Acharya. Aghada Bhagavad Bhakti Sindhave. And one who is like an ocean of, deep ocean of devotion towards Bhagavan. Such Nathaya. For such Sriman Nathamunigal, Namaha. My Namaskarams, my worship, my humble salutations, says Alavandar in this first shlokam. Now, second shlokam. Tasmai namo madhujitangri saroja tattva jnananuraga mahimati shayanta simne nathaya nathamunaye atra paratra chapi nityam yadiya charanau sharanam madiyam. After glorifying Sriman Nathamunigal in the first shlokam and revealing his Sriman Nathamunigal's greatest wealth, now Alavandar in the second shlokam, he is relishing his connection with Sriman Nathamunigal. He is also revealing how Sriman Nathamunigal's knowledge and devotion did not stop with him and they got carried forward up to Alavandar through the parampara. So he is relishing all of these aspects in this second shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Atra, in this world, paratra cha api, even in the higher worlds, that is Paramapadam. Nityam, always. Yadiya charanau, that Sriman Nathamunigal's divine feet, lotus feet, Madiyam Sharanam, which is my refuge. So first Alavandar is determining that both in this world and in Paramapadam, Sriman Nathamunigal's lotus feet, divine feet, are his refuge. That refuge for me, Madhujit, Bhagavan's, that Bhagavan who is the killer of Madhu, the demon. Such Bhagavan's Angri Saroja, on the lotus feet. Angri means lotus feet. Angri means feet. Saroja means lotus. So lotus feet, holding on to that lotus feet. Tattvajnana Anuraga, the true knowledge and true love, devotion. Mahima Atishaya Antasimne. He is the boundary, limit of that devotion and knowledge about Bhagavan's lotus feet. So Sriman Nathamunigal is the ultimate embodiment of devotion and knowledge about Bhagavan. That such Nathaya, Sriman Nathamunigal, who is the Lord for me, Tasmai Nathamunaye. For that Sriman Nathamunigal, Namaha, my obeisances, my worship, my salutations, says Alavandar. Here, it is a very important aspect. Alavandar is determining that not only in this samsara, even in Paramapadam, that Sriman Nathamunigal is my goal. How can we say that Sriman Nathamunigal is the goal in Paramapadam? Because usually when we go to Paramapadam, we will be only serving Bhagavan. So for that, it is explained by Periyavachan Pillai that in samsara, Sriman Nathamunigal is the hold for us, upayam and upayam. Because we've seen previously that highest goal and highest means is Bhagavan. But even in Bhagavan, the initial level, Pratama Parvanishta, is considering Bhagavan to be Upayam and Upayam. Charma Parvanishta is considering Acharya and Bhagavatas to be upayam means, and considering them to be the goal as well. That can be considered here in samsara. But how can that be considered when we go to Paramapadam? For that, Periyavachan Pillai explains, when we go to Paramapadam, we are going to be in the Goshti of Nityasuris. Our goal is to be in the Goshti of Nityasuris always. That is what is desired by Alvar also. Andamil Perinbathu Adiyerod Irundamai. So he says that I have reached the Paramapadam, I have been in the midst of Nityasuris. So even going to Paramadam is to be with Nityasuris and Muktatmas. So Alavandar here is considering Sriman Nathamunigal as the foremost of such Muktatmas. So he desires to be with Sriman Nathamunigal even in Paramapadam. So that is the principle here highlighted. So that is second shlokam. Next, third pasuram, third shlokam. Bhuyo namo parimitachuta bhakti tattva jnanamritabdhi parivaha shubhair vachobihi loke vatirna paramartha samakra bhakti yogaya nathamunaye yaminam varaya. Just as a thirsty person, if he drinks some water, it will not immediately quench his thirst. It will actually kindle more thirst when he drinks water. Similarly, Alavandar glorified Sriman Nathamunigal in two shlokams. He is not satisfied with that yet. He wants to glorify Sriman Nathamunigal more and more after enjoying his auspicious qualities. So that is what he is doing in this third shlokam. Here another aspect is also shown, similar to previous shlokams, where Sriman Nathamunigal's jnanam, bhakti, vairagyam did not stop with Sriman Nathamunigal. It flooded all the way up to Alavandar. So that aspect is also, that greatness is also highlighted in this shlokam. Let us see the word by word meanings. Aparimita, limitless, boundless. Achyuta bhakti, that is devotion towards Achyuta. Achyuta means one who doesn't abandon his devotees. That is Bhagavan. So devotion towards that Bhagavan. Tattva true knowledge. Tattva means truth. Jnana means knowledge. So true knowledge. These Amrita that is a ocean of nectar. Parivaha, for that an outlet, being an outlet, Shubhaihi Vachobihi, very auspicious words. With those auspicious words, which are like outlet for the deep devotion and true knowledge towards Bhagavan, which are all boundless, limitless. Loke, in this world, avatirna, having incarnated, paramartha, being ultimate goal, samagra, that which is complete, bhakti yogaya, having bhakti. Here it is not specifically the bhakti yoga which is the upayam, but here being united with bhakti. Bhakti yoga means being united with bhakti. Having such deep devotion, yaminam varaya, one who is topmost among the yogis, Nathamunaye, for Sriman Nathamunigal, Bhuyaha Namaha, again and again I am offering my obeisances, my worship, says Alavandar in this shlokam. So here, very beautiful way of presenting by Alavandar. He is saying Nathamunigal is an embodiment of divine words which are filled with deep devotion towards Bhagavan, which are filled with deep knowledge about Bhagavan. So such Sriman Natha Munigal is being worshipped again and again by me, says Alavandar in this third shlokam. Next, fourth shlokam. Tattvena yaschidajishvara tat swabhava bhoga pavarga tadupayad gatiru daraha sandarshayan niramita purana ratnam tasmai namo munivaraya parasharaya. After worshipping Sriman Natha Munigal, Alavandar recollects the greatness of Parashara Bhagavan, Parashara Rishi, who gave us Sri Vishnu Puranam. The Sri Vishnu Puranam is the foremost of the Puranams, which is complete in revealing the Vishishtadvaita philosophy, which is the core of Vedam and Vedantam. So, Alavandar is grateful to Parashara Bhagavan and he is revealing his gratitude in this shlokam. Now, Parashara Bhagavan is coming in a wonderful, eminent lineage, that is Vasishta, sage Vasishta. His son is Shakti, Shakti's son is Parashara, and then Parashara's son is Parasharya, that is Vyasa Bhagavan, and then Vyasa Bhagavan's son is Shuka Brahman. So this is a great parampara, Jnana parampara. They were all great sages who gave us great favors. So such Parashara Bhagavan is glorified here. Also, there is similarity between Parashara Bhagavan and Sriman Natha Munigal. That is why from Sriman Natha Munigal, Alavandar directly goes to Parashara Bhagavan. The similarities are in two ways. One is both Sriman Natha Munigal and Parashara Bhagavan has great love towards Krishna. Parashara Bhagavan, of course, in his Vishnu Puranam brought out great aspects about Krishna. Sriman Natha Munigal had spent a lot of time in Mathura and Vrindavanam in serving Krishna. So that is one similarity. And then the magnanimity they showed towards the world. Parashara Bhagavan gave us Vishnu Puranam and Sriman Natha Munigal gave us beautiful philosophy of this Alvars and Bhagavan. So both of them have done great favors to the world. Because of these reasons, Alavandar goes to Parashara Bhagavan after Sriman Natha Munigal. In this shlokam, he is highlighting the greatness of Vishnu Puranam, which is also known as Purana Rathnam. This Vishnu Puranam reveals all the aspects which we need to understand. So that is shown in this shlokam. Udaraha yaha. That Parashara who is most magnanimous. Chit achit ishvara tat swabhava bhoga apavarga tadupaya gatihi. That is, all of these aspects are spoken about in Vishnu Puranam. Chit, Jivatma, all of us. Achit, this matter which we see in this world. Ishvara, Bhagavan, who is the controller of all of these aspects. So Tattvatrayam is explained in Vishnu Puranam. And then their nature, their true nature, and their aspects, qualities, those are all explained. And then Bhoga, which means pleasures in this world, that is also shown in Sri Vishnu Puranam. And then Moksham, for those who are not desirous of this pleasures in this world, for them to know about what is the highest pleasure of Moksham, that is also shown in Sri Vishnu Puranam. And then the Upaya, that is Bhoga and Moksha Sadhana, the means to attain worldly pleasure as well as liberation. And then Gati, that means the path which will be taken by Jivatma in various aspects. All of these, Tatvena, truly, Sandarshayan, revealing, explaining very clearly, Purana Ratnam, the best among the Puranams, gem among the Puranas, Sri Vishnu Puranam, that Niramimita, one who mercifully gave us, Tasmai, such Munivaraya, best among the rishis, best among the munis, Parasharaya, that Parashara Bhagavan, for Parashara Rishi, Namaha, my obeisances, I worship him, says Alavandar in this fourth shlokam. Next, fifth shlokam, Mata Pita Yuvatayastanayaha Vibhutihi Sarvam Yadeva Niyamena Madanvayanam Adyasyana Kulaha Adyasyana Kulapater Vakulabhiramam Srimad Tadangri Yugadam Pranamami Murna. Here, Alavandar next salutes Prapanajana Kutastha, that is Nammalvar, Shatakopa Swami. Sriman Nathamunigal was deeply attached to Nammalvar. Hence, that devotion got carried forward to Alavandar also. Here, Alavandar declares that Nammalvar's divine feat is the ultimate abode of both Alavandar and all of his followers, all of his descendants. That is highlighted in this shlokam. The greatness of Nathamunigal is all of this knowledge which was in Vedam, Vedantam, Smriti, Itihasas, Puranas, they were all Adhikrita Adhikaram. Only certain persons could learn those. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, after getting Brahmopadesham, after undergoing proper training in Vedam, then only they could pursue all of these knowledge, knowledge bases. To remove that restriction, being most compassionate, Nammalvar brought out those divine meanings of all of the Shastram into his Tamil Divya Prabandhams, Thiruviruttam, Tiruvasiriyam, Periya Tiruvandadi, and Tiruvaimozhi. And that too, the knowledge acquired by Nammalvar was not self-earned. It was given by Bhagavan himself with the intent of reforming the whole world by relaxing all the rules to learning these essential principles so that everyone can learn these principles. For that, the divine meanings of Shastram were given by Nammalvar in his Tamil Prabandhams. So, Nammalvar's lotus feet is greatly desired by Alavandar in this shlokam. This Matapita shlokam is also recited as part of our common Tanyan. So, everyone knows this shlokam. So, let us see the word by word meaning. Mad Anvayanam, for those who are my descendants. Here, descendants does not mean only physical children and grandchildren and so on. It is also Jnana Parampara, both Aurasa Parampara, that is blood relations, progeny, and subsequent descendants, and also those who are connected to Alavandar through his knowledge, his devotion. So, all of us basically. So, for all of us, Niyamena, all times, at all times, Mata, being the mother, Pita, being the father, Yuvatayaha, being the wife. For husband it's wife, for wife it is husband. Tanayaha, children. Vibhutihi, great wealth. Sarvam, all aspects, all other aspects. Yadeva, the lotus feet of Alvar. Such Alvar's divine feet. Naha, for us. So here first it is determined that for me and my followers. That is, Alavandar is saying, for me and my followers, Nammalvar's lotus feet is everything. Father, mother, wife, husband, children, wealth, land, property, everything is Nammalvar's lotus feet only. That is first determined by Alavandar. This is very similar to Nammalvar saying, சேலை கண்ணியரும் பெருஞ்செல்வமும் நன்மக்களும் மேலா தாய் தந்தையரும் அவரே இனி ஆவாரே, towards Bhagavan. For Nammalvar, everything is Bhagavan. For Alavandar, and starting from Alavandar, for all of us, Nammalvar's lotus feet is everything. So for us, Adyasya Kulapatehe, the ancestor, primary ancestor, and the leader of our clan, such Alvars, Vakulabhiramam, that is decorated with Vakulamala. Vakulamala means Magila Mala, that is a special flower garland. Srimat, having Sri Vaishnava Sri, that is having the wealth of Kainkaryam. Tat Angriyugalam, those divine feet, the pair of divine feet. Murdna, by my head, Pranamami, I worship, says Alavandar in this beautiful shlokam. So he is saying, the lotus feet, which is everything for me and my followers, I worship such lotus feet with my head. I bow my head at those lotus feet, says Alavandar in this beautiful shlokam. With these 5 shlokams, Alavandar has performed Mangala Charanam, that is worshipping Acharyas and preceptors. Subsequently, he is going to set out to glorify Bhagavan, bring out his greatness. We will see those in the next session. Alvar Tirudikale Sharanam, Emberumanar Tirudikale Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam, Alavandar Tirudikale Sharanam, Periyavachan Pillai Tirudikale Sharanam. Please ensure to visit our divyaprabandham.coil.org and go through the detailed meanings of sthOthra rathnam, Vyakyanam, translation in English. It has so much deep knowledge and important aspects which we need to study. So please take this opportunity to follow up with the study of the commentary. First, listen to the lecture, and then if you study the commentary, it will be very meaningful. எம்பெருமானார் தரிசனம் என்ன எதற்கு நம்பெருமாள் பேரிட்டு நாட்டி வைத்தார் அம்புவியோ அந்த தரிசனத்தை எம்பெருமானார் வளர்த்த அந்த செயலறிகைக்கா. We'll see in the next session.